like, this is why you're doing this. This is why you're on this path. And it gave me that little extra push. It was the perfect reminder that I know why I'm doing this. Now let's get out there and get this work done. One of the questions that can really hold you back, really put you into an analysis paralysis where you feel like you can't make any steps until you know every single detail, but even then be confused, is what if I fail? What if this thing that I put all my hopes and dreams into doesn't work out? What if I try to pursue my dreams and it doesn't work and I fall flat on my face? These are all things that can really hold people back from achieving the things that they know they're capable of achieving, or at least know that they really want to achieve. Thinking back to when I first started pursuing an alternate career path, these are questions that really flooded my mind. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if my clients hate the work I produce for them? What if I don't make enough money to support my family and feed my wife and kids? I can remember thinking at the time, if I don't do this now, I'll never do it. If I don't make the steps, if I don't take these steps, I'm always going to regret. I'm always going to wonder, what if? So I did. And this video is the advice that I needed back then. The things that I wish I would have known when I started, because I think they would have really helped me with a lot of pain, a lot of struggle, and a lot of the heartache that comes with starting and pursuing your dreams. Thing number one is build a routine. Now this one is different because there's no absolute advice on how to build your routine and what's going to work for you, but I wish I had known that I needed a routine. I needed a way to measure what I was doing every day, because what gets measured gets improved. So in the beginning, when I was trying to do this and trying to do that, I was really jumping at anything that came my way. One day I'll be super motivated to get a ton of work done, and then the next day I want to sleep in all day. So if you think about making those steps and making the jump into a full-time creative, one of the first things I'd say is have your creative process down. Have a routine for creating, maybe some set times, some set deadlines where you upload or are putting your work out on a consistent basis, because that is one of the things that has really helped me to establish myself as somebody who's not creative, but a creator. Somebody who clients can depend on because they have a track record of producing creative work. The second bit of advice that I needed when I was first starting off that I really do wish I knew was that I need to put more work out there. Creative people have these ideas and they come into our minds and we say, oh no, this is too big of an idea, and we let it fade away. In the beginning, there's so many ideas that you have, and my advice would be to write those things down. Don't let them slip away, don't let them fade away, because even if you're not doing those ideas right now, they might be something that you come back to in the future. Putting your work out is so important because it not only lets people know that you're doing your creative thing, it also gives you a way to track your progress. It's a simple way, whether it's metrics and views, exposure, so that people know what kind of work you do, but also they can see the progress that you're making. And whether you're getting likes or not, one thing that's for sure is that people are always paying attention. And the ones who really want what you're creating will eventually reach out. What I really wish is that I had done this sooner. When I was still working a 9-to-5, when I was still had a reliable source of income and I had the extra time, whether it was the weekends or the nights, I really do wish that I would have spent that time creating work and putting it out there. I think that would have given me kind of a head start on my journey, but also just I wish that somebody would have told me like, hey, be consistent, get out there and create, and more importantly, put your work out. Tip number 3. What was tip number 3? Oh, this is a good one, yeah. And tip number 3 is one that I haven't actually ever heard anybody else talk about, but it's something that I did and it actually really helped me. I was headed to work and it was one of my last days at my job. I knew I was going to be leaving soon. I had already informed my bosses, my colleagues, and so it was just a matter of time before the last day was approaching. This particular morning, I woke up and I just did not want to be at work. I was tired, I felt undervalued, overworked, and really just the weight of working somewhere for a long time and and how it starts to kind of grind you down, how it really starts to make you feel like your dreams are so far out of reach because what you're doing right now is so opposite of what you want and know you're capable of doing. And so in that moment where I was feeling all these emotions and knowing that my dreams were kind of within reach, I sat in my car and I recorded a voice memo. In this voice memo, I talked about how I was feeling at that very moment, but more importantly, why this was the time. I talked about how I was unhappy, how I knew deep down inside I really was capable of doing what I needed to do, and how if I was putting in just a fraction of the effort that I was giving to this job, who knew what I was capable of? And so I talked about all those things and reminded myself of why. And one of the biggest whys for me was being able to see my kid. Growing up, I didn't have a father, and so that's one of the big wounds that I wanted to heal for my family. I wanted to be there for all the firsts. His first birthday, his first time walking, his first time riding a bike. I just wanted to be there for it all. And at the time, my work schedule didn't allow for it. So being able to be a part of my son's life was the biggest why. And so having that voice memo when times got hard, and which they did, playing that and just reminding myself, like, this is why you're doing this. This is why you're on this path. And it gave me that little extra push. It was the perfect reminder that I know why I'm doing this. Now let's get out there and get this work done. Hey guys, thanks so much for checking this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, I know how hard it can be when you're first starting off or you're thinking about making that jump and you're just in an unhappy place, but you know that you're capable of doing it. These aren't just random things. This is some steps that I think will really help you. And it's the advice that I wish I had when I was first starting off. So just to recap, that's gonna be building a routine, building better habits, putting your work out and be consistent with it, and make a recording of your why so that when you do make that jump, or even if you plan on making the jump 3 years from now, 4 years from now, having a couple different ones for different seasons of life so that you can remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing and know that you're on the right steps to achieving your goals. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.